And in this kind of climate, why you want to make a team have to go 80 yards, and it's very difficult to do on a day like this one.
Looks like they're starting Jim Otis in the yard. A fumble on the first play. The Giants have it. Ernie Jones has picked it up, and Jones brings it inside the 20-yard line, and that is one of the reasons the Giants elected to kick off.
Yes.
Starting back for the Giants, we have a flag as Coder carries to the 16-yard line at this stage. But we can tell you it was illegal motion against the New York Giants, a 5-yard step off. Here comes Randy Dean on an option, and he is to the 15, and he's out of bounds. And we can expect to see Randy Dean carrying the ball a lot. He had 63 yards last week against the Rams with Doug Coder. This is Coder on a second down and 5, and he's got to get to about the 15-yard line, and that's all. In the 15th week of the season. Play action by Dean on a 3rd and 6. He's got Gary Shirk. And Shirk is not going to get the first down. Be a 30-yard attempt. Larry Mallory holds. Dinello's kick is on the way, and the Giants are on the scoreboard.
They had control of the game and wound up losing those games, and that really is tough.
Here's the kick by Joe Dinello. This is Gordon Bell backpedaling. And for 2 consecutive kicks, Joe Dinello has really gotten into him. Jim Hart up to Jim Otis. And Otis goes for 3 yards. 6 now for the Cardinals. Gain of 4. Here comes Otis again. He's got the first down across the 30. And Otis up to the 35-yard line. Otis having quite a year. The all-time rusher for the Cardinals. Here comes to Will Harrell. And Harrell, forward progress will be short of the 40-yard line. John Mendenhall making the stop for the Giants. Leave them in the Jets. The loser of that one, it's all over in the playoffs. Here's Dave Steep, the rookie. Defended very well that time by Terry Jackson, another rookie out of San Diego State. 5 interceptions this year. Here's Hart on the 3rd down. Good protection. Steep. He's got it for the first down. 7 of New York. Otis. Otis with a big hole again, and he's close to the 41-yard line. Second down and 5. Will Harrell and Harrell inside the 40 to the 39. And they go to the big guy, Jim Otis, the bread and butter fullback. Jim Hart on first down to throw. Pat Tilley, and Tilley with his 55th catch of the year. Second down, 4 yards to go. Otis, he's got the first down. And he hammers it inside the 25-yard line. Jump. Otis again. Boy, look at the blocking up front. A reverse play to Dave Steep, and that's not going to work. Hart with a good protection again. Beautiful protection, broken up. Reaching up was Troy Archer. Hawkins' kick is too low. Ernie Jones is going to let it hit. It looked like a high snap from center may have affected the rhythm a little bit on that play. It's 3-0. Randy Dean giving up. Right up the middle comes Dan Dornick, the rookie from Washington State. What a tough year he's had injury-wise.
From the slot formation.
On a 2nd and 7, here comes Dornick again. And Dornick is rammed out of bounds. Dean on the 3rd down. Far side, Doug Coder. Doug Coder trying to locate the football. Fine kick. Bell looking up into the sun, and look at the footing. To the 20, trying to get to the wall, and he's out to the 30-yard line. From the 30-yard line, Jim Hart giving off to Steve Jones, who's checked in. Jones now playing in place of Jim Otis from 44. Here's Hart giving off to Harrell. The hole was there for a moment, and it closes at the 35-yard line. Harry Carson.
They flipped the linebackers from the Oklahoma defense that time.
They picked it up. It's a bad pass. It slipped out of Hart's grasp, evidently, and Ernie Jones almost came up with the interception. He was cut and kicked well. Wood gets it high. Jimmy Robinson calling for the fair catch. Gonna let it hit. Over there is Doug Green to down the football as it took a giant bounce. After the 22-yard kick, Randy Dean on the option to Doug Coder. Coder's got a first down. He's all the way to the 42-yard line of St. Louis. In motion, gets more ahead. Here's a give up the middle of the big guy. And look at Dan Dornick fire up the middle.
He's very vulnerable.
Here's Doug Coder, and Coder is tripped up that time by Steve Niels, who came up and reacted well. Here is Dean on the option again. Same play to Coder. Look at him go. 15. Another first down. This is Coder again. And this time the Cardinals react very well. Mike Dawson, the nose tackle, first to get there. Fine. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Here comes Coder again, and Coder's got some running room to about the 6-yard line.
That was the off-tackle play from a different formation from
3-0 lead. Randy Dean wants to throw. He's got a man. Shirk, touchdown. Gary Shirk, who last week caught a 4-yard touchdown strike. That was a 56-yard drive by the Giants. Danello hits it, and the Giants have a 10-0 lead in this football game. A little squibber. It's going to be tough to handle. Harrell's got it. Out to the 20, 25, and Harrell is bent back at the 27-yard line. Giants with a 10-0 lead. Jim Hart on first down. Dave Steep. He pays for it as Otis McKinney unloaded on him. Jim Hart gives off to Harrell. He's got running room. He's across the 45. The 15 goes out of bounds, and that'll be another Cardinal first down. Hart with the protection again. Over the middle, intended for Al Chandler, the tight end. Here's Hart on a delay to Will Harrell. Harrell out across the 40 to the 37, and that's close to another first down.
Has a lot of room on Mallory over on the right side. Oh, another big play.
Here's Harrell breaking it out, and Harrell has another first down. Here, illegal motion. That'll bring it back. Hart on the 1st and 15. Intended for Otis. Nobody cleared on that play. Hart with a good protection over the middle. He's got his man again, and that's Dave Steep, and he's having quite a day. Stepping up, lots of time, and then he's hit. It's picked up. Bob Young, an offensive guard. He'll be an ineligible, or I should say, for the win. And he didn't get that one at all. He shanks it. He was trying to kick away from the receiver, and he's not going to like the result. It's going to come outside the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Same.
That was a 14-yard kick by Wood, and Willie Spencer, who's into the game for the first time, hammers the ball out to the 35-yard line. 5. Doug Coder. Coder is to almost the 40-yard line. On the 3rd down and 2, and Coder's not going to get it.
I'm surprised they didn't use the option at all in that series because they've enjoyed great success with it. And I think anytime that you do something well, you ought to stay with it till they stop it.
Here's Gordon Bell, a former New York Giant, a flag on the play, and Bell brings the ball out to the 35-yard line. And Bell has joined the Cardinals and is really good. I think they have the bench area there that is heated. As we come back to the live action, and Will Harrell carrying the ball. 10-0 at the 10:03 mark of the second quarter. Jim Otis. Looked like Otis lost his footing on that play. Hart has protection again. Al Chandler, the big tight end, and did he get the first down? It's very close. Here comes Harrell. And Will Harrell, very impressive first half.
Tom Banks, number 54.
2nd down and 3, and coming back in, the big guy, Jim Otis. And Otis has the first down to the 40. Out of the screen is also flanked out. On the first down, Hart. Pat Tilley. And that's one of the few you'll ever see him drop. There's a little delay to Harrell. Brad Van Pelt had a hand on him, and Harrell won't give up.
Blitz.
Hart.
Linebackers are blitzing inside.
It's broken up again by the interior of the line. Maurice Tyler along with Jimmy Robinson back deep. They're going to let it hit, and the Cardinals are going to get a good result out of this one as the ball is going down to the 10-yard line.
On the last series, and it's a good trap.
And Willie Spencer is carrying the ball, and Spencer almost has the first down. He gives up the middle to Spencer. He's got the first down. Doug Coder. Coder breaking 1 or 2 tackles, and Coder's close to the 30-yard line. 3 yards to go. Dean to Coder. Coder having trouble. Bob Pollard was there, but it was more the treacherous footing than anything. Randy Dean. Niels giving pressure to him. A pass complete to Al Dixon, and Dixon very close to the first down. Dornick is now in the backfield, and this is Dan Dornick. Out across the 35. Randy Dean. Play action. Look out. Ken Green. But he gets rid of it. And I'll tell you, you got to take your hat off to Randy Dean and the presence of mind to stay on his feet and to get rid of that football.
Yes.
And he's going to throw again. Protection is there. Complete to Gary Shirks, the tight end. Ken Green defending on the play. Facing his former teammates. Bell on the fly. Look out. And New York's got it. Emery Moorhead in motion. Randy Dean. He's got the option going, but this time he's going to keep it. And he's going to pay for it at the 35-yard line. Dean with a gain of 4. Play action. Complete. Near side. That's Jimmy Robinson. Boy. Randy Dean. He's going to run it. And he's going to be stopped at the 32-yard line. It's 4th down. And they're faking it. They fake it short. As that is Brian Kelly running the ball to the 30-yard line. And football games we have throughout the NFL today. Here comes Steve Jones, and on the prevent defense, he's got a 1st down, and that'll be the end of the first half of play. And this second half is underway. He hits the squibber, picked up very short at the 30, out to the 40-yard line for the Giants. And promotion Moorhead. Dean to Coder. Harry Smith misses him. And Coder at the 40-yard line, and boy, he was hammered over there. Moorhead in motion. Here comes Dornick. Dornick is hit by Eric Williams. Play action by Dean. He's going to bootleg. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Now, Bell, the last time, did not have good judgment on a kick. Let's see what he does this time. He's going to let it hit. And it's going to go out of bounds just outside the 15-yard line. From the 17-yard line, Hart giving off to Jim Otis. Nothing doing on that play. 13-17 to go in the 3rd quarter. Here comes Will Harrell. He's got a hole. And Harrell uses it to get to the 25-yard line. Here comes Otis, and Otis fumbles the ball. It's picked up. Ernie Jones. And Jones comes up with it at the 15-yard line. That's the second fumble recovery by Jones. Here comes Dan Dornick. He fumbles it. It's loose, and the Cardinals get it for the touchback. That was either 6 points or a touchback because who had caused the fumble. It was Tim Carney who reached in there. Here's Will Harrell stepping outside. The crowd's up and cheering, and we don't know what it's all about yet. We'll try to find out. 3rd down and 2. Here comes Otis trying to pick up the 1st down. It's going to be very close. It's here. Here's Harrell again. And Harrell, a fumble. Looks like he may have. You can't see it from here, but the ball apparently recovered by St. Louis. The crowd chanting now. It's Hart back to throw. Al Chandler. Chandler wide open. He's to the 25. Chandler to the 20-yard line. He fumbles it, but it's been blown dead. Down for St. Louis. Jim Otis. Otis up the middle. And Otis, wait a minute. Illegal procedure against St. Louis. Hart on a little delay to Will Harrell. And Harrell gets just about 5 of those yards back. Dave Steep in motion. Hart back. Got protection. Beautiful protection. Jones on a 3rd and 12. He's hit as he releases the ball. Locken now, 11 of 21 in the field goal department. This one looks like it's waving right, and it's no good. 2-yard line, 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Randy Dean 1st down. He's going for everything. Moorhead down here. Broken up by Carl Allen. Dean again to throw. Back setting up the screen. Complete to Coder. And Coder is going to be rammed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So
Holding number 63, still 2nd down.
Robinson in motion, and Mike Dawson fires off. Dawson's really come on for this football team. The start of the year, he was not the... Randy Dean, far side, Robinson. Robinson able to get across the 20 to the 23-yard line, and that's all. Here's Dean on a little quarterback delay, and Dean's got the 1st down. 19, and battle back for the 1st down. Here comes the option to Coder. Mark Arneson's there. Ken Green is there. And the forward progress, about a 2-yard pickup. 8 yards to go. Dean to Coder. Flags on the play. Coder has the 1st down, and he's all the way across the 50 to the 47 of St. Louis.
Number 63. And when we talk about a trap block,
well, we're going to have offsetting penalties.
Watch the trap block here.
Second down and 8. Dean off to Dornick. Dornick spins his way for the first down, and he's going to make it to the 46 of St. Louis. Short of the 45-yard line. Here comes Coder. Coder gets a block, and Coder has another first down. And 0-6 remaining in the third quarter. Here comes Coder. And no place to go this time because Tim Carney, who was shaken up on that previous play, got in there in a hurry. He's a
Carl Allen.
There's Randy Dean. Pressure put on, intercepted, picked up. Steve Niels has the football. And Niels is tripped up at the 45-yard line. Steve Niels, 3:14 to go, third quarter. Hart first down pass intended for Steep, and he was hit. We start the fourth quarter. Randy Dean to Willie Spencer, and he dives for it. He's not going to this time as Dan Dornick hammers it forward. There's Randy Dean. He's going to go on the option, and he's almost going to have his head taken off on that play. Down and 8 for Randy Dean.
Safety blitz.
Dean throwing up the field, shirking the intended receiver, but closer to the ball was Tim Carney. No rush is put on. A wobbly kick, and the placement's going to come outside the 10 to about the 14-yard line. Jim Hart on first down wants to throw. Complete to Harrell. He's dropped immediately by Brian Kelly. Deep. Kelly flanked out. Give to Will Harrell. And Harrell, I don't believe he got back to the 20-yard line. Just Hart. Good protection again. Harrell can't handle it, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
This was good field position.
They're putting a return on, and oh, did he kick that football. Look at that. It's going to go all the way down inside the 10. Saved, and it did not. Well, Perry Smith almost saved it in. Fine. Randy Dean, quick pitch to Doug Coder. And Coder stays on his feet somehow and is able to get out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Going for the first down, Dornick. And the rookie's very close. Just scored for the Patriots. Here's Coder. Flying through, but just missing the tackle was Ken Green on a blitz. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left in the game. Here comes Coder again. Nothing fancy about this. They're just running right at him. Big collision between Pollard and Coder. Third down and 4. Dean, Jimmy Robinson, Carl Allen almost had it. Gordon Bell back deep for the St. Louis Cardinals. He hits a fine, lazy kick. Gordon Bell misses it. It's picked up. Wait a minute. They got a rule. It's dead. Can't advance it. Is coming up with the ball. I tell you, Gordon Bell has really had problems today. Blowing by now. Give to Dornick. Dornick able to move inside the 25-yard line.
Blitz on the play.
And it worked for him. So Jim Tunney indicating that. He steps off the arc. Doug Coder up the middle, and Coder to the 5, and Coder is in for the touchdown. The hole. Ganello's kick is on the way, and he's got it, and the Giants have a 17-0 lead.
We've talked about parity for a long time, and this is the closest it's been.
And out they go with Will Harrell carrying the ball. And Harrell's going to get out of bounds. Forward progress up to the 25-yard line. 4-yard line. 7:09 left in this game. Hart off to Will Harrell. Harrell's had a tough time hanging on to those little flare passes to the side. 2nd and 10. This is Dave Steep, and he's going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards. As he 4 of 13. And here we go again. Hart to Tilley. Defending on the play on the far side was Terry Jackson, and it's 4th down from their own 30-yard line. Hart to Chandler, and they got it. Al Chandler stays on his feet, and the Cardinals on a 4th and 4 convert, and now they have a new life. First down. There's a delay to Will Harrell. Harrell breaks it out. He comes across the 50 to the 45. He's got a block, and Harrell is all the way to the 32-yard line of New York.
Yep.
I don't think that'll work either. So holding will bring it back. Hart steps up, hits Chandler again, the big tight end, with a handful of catches today. 5-yard line. Hart on a 2nd and 17, protection there. He's got Steep, and Dave Steep with a fine catch inside the 40-yard line as a first down. The Cardinals not giving up on this one yet. From the 37, a little give up the middle to Gordon Bell. Wait a minute, the ball fumbled loose. I believe it's been blown dead. Second down and 6. Hart to Steve. Steve has the first down as he goes out of bounds.
Terry Jackson, number 24.
Hart again with the protection. Wide open Steve. Brad with experience. They're really high on him. Here is Hart back to throw again. Chandler, and it's intercepted by Larry Mallory. Check that. Terry Jackson. That's his 6th interception of the year. He may go. Over there is Deerdorf, and Dan Deerdorf drives him out of bounds. 15-0. They've been held to 6 points one time this year. That was by the New England Patriots, but not been shut out this entire year. On their way to breaking this 6-game losing streak. Coder hit by Doug Green again. Getting on the scoreboard here this afternoon. Here's Coder. Coder on a 3rd and 3, trying to get the first down. It looks like he's short. Moorhead in motion on a 4th and inches, and Coder trying to get it. Over there was Carl Allen, the first to arrive on the scene. So Jim Hart now is going to fill the air with some footballs. You can bet on that, Pat Tilley, and Tilley can't hang on. And about their ability to break that 6-game losing streak this afternoon is Hart to Steve. What a catch by Dave Steve for 98 yards. He's from Portland State, a 7th round draft pick. Steve again. Here's Hart. Steve again, too tall. Hart stepping up. Pat Tilley, and Tilley a little behind him on a 4th down. Hart trying to keep this going somehow. Completes it to Gordon Bell, and Bell doesn't make much. The 46-yard line of the Cardinals. This is Mike Coder, who has coming into this play. Down and 6, 48 seconds left in the game. Here comes Coder again. He may have gotten a yard or two. Pisarcik, and maybe tough to dislodge from there. Here's Dean, just killing some time, and he's going to be grounded outside of the 45-yard line. Fine kick by Jennings. It's going to make it into the end zone for the touchback. 23 seconds left. Hard off to Gordon Bell. Bell can't handle it against the Redskins. But they've always been able to get on the scoreboard, but doesn't look like today. And that's Jack Gregory batting it down. That's game 20-0, and it's been a turnabout here today with the Giants jumping on top and staying on top. Here's Gordon Bell. And Bell all the way out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He's